Chapter 219 Cherish. Jiushang took a closer look at the leather scroll in his hand before slowly telling her the Spacetime Emperor's legend. No one knows how long the Spacetime Emperor has lived, nor does anyone know if he is alive or dead now. However, there has been news that he has built 9 tombs for himself, all arranged in a sequence. Only when the first tomb is discovered and the inheritance inside is obtained will the second tomb appear. These 9 tombs are not in a fixed position and are constantly moving. They might be here today, but they might be elsewhere tomorrow. Sometimes they are in a spatial rift, impossible to find. It's that magical. The more Xue Fanxin heard, the more she found it mysterious. She felt that this world was even more extraordinary than she had imagined. However, the more wondrous it was, the better. If not for that, the tomb of the Spacetime Emperor would have been found long ago. I only know that the Spacetime Emperor built 9 tombs and that they are mysterious and unfathomable. Though I learned a new thing today. If the person who obtained the Supreme Badge from Tomb 1 cannot find Tomb 2 into months, he will very likely be killed by the Supreme Badge. Since little Xiner had obtained this scroll, the Supreme Badge must be on her. This was a troublesome matter. Although there was still some time left, how could they find the second tomb so quickly? Jiu, what should I do? I've already had the Supreme Badge for half a month. In other words, I only have a month left. In just over a month, how was she supposed to find Tomb 2, whose whereabouts were unknown? Jiushang tried his best to calm himself down and think of a countermeasure. Little Xiner, try to communicate with the Supreme Badge in your Danshan and see if it has any instructions. Since the Spacetime Emperor left behind the Supreme Badge as a clue, it must be useful. Alright, I'll give it a try. Xue Fanxin closed her eyes and tried communicating with the Supreme Badge. This was her first time doing something like this. As for whether it was useful, she would know after trying. The Supreme Badge had originally been quietly waiting in Xue Fanxin's Danshan. Suddenly, it sensed a power communicating with it and began to emit red light. Once the channel became stronger, the light also intensified. Finally, the red light slowly gathered to form a map with a clear marking on it. That should be the location of Tomb 2. Seeing the location, Xue Fanxin opened her eyes and said excitedly, Jiu, I found it. Tomb 2 is in the Red Maple Forest. It's under a small mountain in the deepest part of the forest. Now that we know where the tomb is, the situation is a little better. Although there's over a month remaining, the tombs that the Spacetime Emperor built might have gone some changes. It's hard to guarantee that nothing else will happen. Little Xiner, get ready. Well, set off to find Tomb 2 in the next 2 days. Jiushang treated Xue Fanxin's matter as his own. He had always used we, emphasizing that they were one no matter when or where. Xue Fanxin was touched. Her eyes were sore and filled with tears. In the end, she could not help but throw herself into his arms and hug him tightly. Her body trembled slightly. Jiu, thank you Sumik. If it were anyone else, they would probably not accompany her to investigate the tomb of the Spacetime Emperor once they knew how dangerous it was. However, Jiu did not hesitate at all. He was always thinking about her. Such a good person was difficult to find even with a lantern. Hence, she should cherish him.